In a place not far away, there was a mysterious maze. The maze had many passages, corners, and secret paths. Each path led to a different place. In this maze, there lived 4 little friends, 2 little mice and 2 little people. The little mice were named Sniff and Scurry. Sniff was good at smelling changes. Whenever something was different, he could notice it quickly. Scurry acted fast. Once he found a target, he immediately ran to look for it. He never hesitated and did not think too much. The 2 little people were named Hem and Haw. They were not as simple as the little mice. They could think. They could analyze what was happening. They also felt uneasy when things changed. Hem was afraid of change. He always wanted things to stay the same. Ha was also afraid at first, but slowly he began to think, maybe change is not a bad thing. Every day they looked for cheese in the maze. Cheese was very important to them. It represented happiness, success, and satisfaction. Each of them felt differently about cheese. The little mice were simple. They just wanted to find cheese, eat it, and be happy. The little people analyzed, planned, and worried. They wanted more security. One day, the 4 little friends found a pile of cheese deep in the maze. It was a large place full of fresh cheese. They called it Cheese Station C. Sniff first smelled the air and confirmed that there was a lot of cheese. Scurry ran straight to it and started eating. They did not think too much. They just came here every day, ate the cheese, and left. Simple and direct. Hem and Haw were also happy to see so much cheese. They looked carefully at the cheese. They found that there was a lot of cheese, and it seemed like it would last a long time. So they gradually relaxed. After a few days, Hem and Haw began to treat this as a fixed place. They came every day, and later each day. They no longer paid attention to changes around them. Hem even said, "This cheese belongs to us." Ha did not object. He also began to think that the cheese would always be here and would not disappear easily. They took off their shoes and left them aside because they felt they did not need to run around anymore. But Sniff and Scurry did not do this. They kept their usual habits. Every day they first smelled the air, checking if the cheese had changed. They did not put their shoes far away. They were always ready to move again. In the same place, they lived in different ways. After a while, the cheese in Cheese Station C began to slowly decrease. At first, the change was not obvious. Sniff was the first to notice a different smell. He stopped, smelled the air carefully, and quickly realized that things were changing. Scurry also noticed that there was not as much cheese as before, so they started to prepare themselves in their hearts, ready to go into the maze again to find new cheese. Hem and Haw did not pay much attention. They thought the cheese would always be there. They still came to Cheese Station C every day, eating the cheese as before. Even when the cheese decreased, they did not seriously think about why. Hem felt that there was nothing to worry about. Haw sensed that something was wrong, but he did not take action. They still relied on this place, continuing to live the same way as before. One morning, the 4 little friends came to Cheese Station C as usual. But this time, there was no cheese. The room was empty. Sniff smelled the air and quickly noticed the change. Scurry did not hesitate and immediately ran into the maze to find new cheese. They were prepared, so they were not surprised. But Hem and Haw stayed in place, not moving. They could not believe what was happening. Hem felt angry. He thought this should not happen. Haw felt afraid and uneasy. He did not know what to do next. They kept looking at the empty room, hoping the cheese would appear again. But the cheese did not come back. They started to complain and try to find a reason, but they did not take action. They stayed in place, remembering the days when they had cheese, but not knowing where to go next. Sniff and Scurry quickly entered the maze. They ran along the passages, smelling the air and searching for new cheese. They did not think too much, just kept moving forward. Hem and Haw still stayed in place. They stood in the empty cheese station C, unwilling to leave. They kept thinking, should we go into the maze? What if we cannot find cheese? What if we get lost? Hem did not want to leave. He thought it was too dangerous outside and did not believe the cheese was really gone. Haw also felt afraid. He knew he probably should leave, but he had not taken the first step. Time passed day by day. Sniff and Scurry kept searching in the maze and soon smelled the new cheese. They kept moving forward, without stopping. Hem and Haw still stayed in place. They did not act, just kept waiting, hoping the cheese would come back. As time went on, Haw slowly understood cheese does not stay in the same place forever. Change will happen. Although he was still afraid, he began to think maybe going into the maze is not as scary as he imagined. So he gathered his courage and decided to try change. He put on his running shoes again and slowly walked out of Cheese Station C into the maze to find new cheese. But Ham did not change. He stayed in place, unwilling to leave. He thought the outside world was too dangerous and did not believe he could find new cheese. He kept thinking about the past, missing the days when he had cheese, but never took a step forward. Sniff and Scurry found new cheese deep in the maze. They quickly adapted to the new place and lived as before, smelling the air, noticing changes, and moving forward. Later, Haw also went into the maze. At first, he felt afraid and often got lost, but he did not stop. He kept moving forward. Through constant trying, he gradually became confident and no longer feared change like before. Finally, he found new cheese. When he arrived, he saw Sniff and Scurry. Hem still stayed in the same place. He did not leave and did not find new cheese. The maze had not changed. The ones who changed were themselves.